So I thought it'd be fun to put together a dessert that really kind of is easy to do because in the holiday season, no one has time, right? And cooking is one of those things, or even baking is one of those things that it takes so much specialized training. So we thought we would do a quick dessert using berries, Gran Marnier, and heavy cream.
So even something I can make.
Even something that you can make.
Okay.
So why don't we do this? I'll have you make the berry mixture and I'll work on the whipped cream. But the nice thing about the dessert here is while you have a recipe, you can do whatever you want. So I have berries here for you.
Okay.
And you can use your eye and judgment. And here's your bowl. Pick and choose, go to it and put some berries. And when you're done, a little sugar.
Okay.
And a little bit of the Gran Marnier.
That sounds fun. All right.
So Janaya, while you're doing that, we're gonna call this Chantilly cream. It's whipped cream. It's also known as schlag. But what we have is a bowl here, and I have heavy cream that's in here. I put 2 cups in here. I'm gonna put a little bit of powdered sugar. And the reason why I'm using powdered sugar instead of granulated sugar is the little bit of cornstarch that's in here is gonna help aerate and whip the cream better. And I'm adding a little bit of vanilla extract.
And you're gonna whip it by hand?
I'm gonna whip it by hand just so that you can see that if you don't have an electric whip or mixer, you can do it, but it works fine with the automated tools we have today.
Wow.
Couple notes to get this to work really well. You want to make sure your heavy cream is very cold, and I even take the bowl. If you're going to use like a KitchenAid, take the bowl, put it in the refrigerator, and get it cold. The cold temperature is going to help whip this even better. Okay.
So how long does it take?
This will take me a minute and a half to do.
And if my arm would fall off by then, I can cheat.
That's
call in.
Just give me a call. I'll come over. Yeah. Thing about whipping though, and the reason I chose this by hand is a couple techniques you want to do when you're whipping is, first of all, you want to let your wrist be very relaxed, and so that it's really, I think people tend to do this with their arm, and that's when you get tired. If you just kind of relax and you let the whip do the work, it really makes a big difference. And I'm not whipping very, very hard here. I'm trying to get the air in here, but we're having a conversation here, and you can see right now that it's getting thicker.
It is getting thicker. And
you can see, I'll show you gradually as it gets thicker. Couple of things, if you're gonna do this for your party, you're gonna whip this and then put it in the fridge. If it comes or becomes loose again, you just have to whip it a little bit more, and then it firms up again.
And how do you know when to stop?
You're looking for soft peaks, okay? And I'll show you what that looks like.
Can I put as much sugar as I want? A little bit of sugar.
I'll put a little bit.
They're probably pretty sweet, though.
Yeah, I tasted them already. They're sweet. So just a little. But what's going to happen is a little bit of sugar and a little bit of sugar that's in the Gran Marnier will make it nice and shiny.
And then I'm going to toss them all.
Yeah. So I'll show you and then we'll show everyone here. But you see how you can see it's kind of following through and you're getting these soft peaks.
So is it possible to whip it too much?
It is possible. And what happens if you whip it too much, it starts to separate and becomes almost, what you're ending up with is butter.
Oh.
So it'll separate and be very, very firm. So you should err on the side of less, and then you can always just gradually whip it a little bit more to get what you want. But I'll show you here. You see how it's kind of holding its shape now?
Yeah. Oh,
and
that looks nice.
I would stop here.
Okay.
What we can do when we get ready to use it, if I need to go a little bit more, then I'll tighten it up. Okay?
And I'm just looking for a coating on these, right? Or do I want it to be soupy?
That's a good question. I think that comes down to your preference. I think it depends on your guests, right? So if you
and
like
how old they are, if
yeah.
they want to drink.
if you want to, you put a little bit more and sugar and Gran Marnier, you will create a nice sauce. And if you let it macerate, what'll happen is the juice will come out too, and you have a nice colorful sauce that will also glaze. I think that looks great like that, though.
Yeah, it looks nice. It doesn't look like it's too much, and just a nice coating.
So that's been very quick, right?
Yes.
So now we're ready to go. We're already ready to go to the plating. So you have your berries, we have whipped cream, right? Mm-hmm. Now I thought we would do a couple different things just to show everyone how versatile the dish is. Why don't you grab that bowl there?
Okay.
We'll put it right here.
Okay.
So this would be the dessert that you're gonna do if it's just the straight berries with the Chantilly. So go ahead and put in, a nice mound in there.
Now, could I do both of these before my guests come and earlier in the day if I was having people after work?
That's the other reason why this is a great dessert is all of this is done beforehand. It's in the fridge.
Nice.
you could even go and pre-portion everything. You could do it family style, which works great, or you could have everything pre-portioned, ready to go in the fridge, and then you come out 2 minutes before you're gonna serve, boom, and you look like a superstar.
I want to look like a superstar.
Yeah, I thought so. So that's the berries now. I'm gonna whip it just a little bit to get it a little bit firm, a little more firm.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna just take a nice spoonful here. I'm gonna put a dollop on here.
That looks really good.
And that's it. Now,
that's it?
If you wanna take it a little further, put a piece of mint in there.
Okay, just a sprig?
Yeah, a nice sprig. Now these are those pure wheat cookies that we get in the store, in our Foodland stores. Just break a piece there, put it up here like this, and now you have dessert number one.
Looks like we worked really hard at that.
I'm sweating. Anyway, so now that's dessert number one. We're gonna sort of do the same thing, but here's vanilla ice cream.
Okay.
So you'll do the berries on top.
Looks nice. Berries and ice cream would be good even without the whipped cream, I bet.
It would be. See, this is beautiful like this, right? You could go ahead and put a piece of mint in there.
I have a giant piece of mint, and we'll stick it in here.
We'll put one of these in the side. And you're absolutely right. So you could just do that, but I'm going for the hard sell on the whipped cream here. I'll just put just a little bit here,
for
yeah.
Fun. Yeah. Holds everything in place that way.
So we have that dessert there.
That looks so nice too.
And then we'll do one more here. Now keep in mind, we did a mixture of berries, right? Now, if something's not available, that's why the dish is fun. You could do this with blueberries, without blueberries. You could just do blueberries or blueberries and raspberries, just strawberries. You could, go.
Could you do other fruit? Would you?
Yeah, you can experiment with it. I think mango might be interesting to put in here. Pineapple would be actually very interesting. So you can go a lot of different ways with that. So I'll put this right here, and we'll go get a little bit more of the whipped cream. Put a dollop there. And a mint sprig, please.
Yes. Where would I put it? Anywhere?
Wherever you want. Use your artistic
Okay, I'll try not to make your whipped cream fall over.
So there you go. We have 3 desserts. Perfect for the holidays, perfect for the weekend, and you can get this done in no time at all.
Wow, and it looks like we've been cooking all day.
It does. You know, we should try some.
Yes,
you want to try just some
the
berries?
berries.
Here? Yeah. I love strawberry.
Oh,
right?
That's good.
It's a very really elegant dessert. It sounds fancy, Gran Marnier, fresh berries, super colorful. Try this at home. Impress your friends.
Very festive. It looks so nice for the holidays, but all year round you could do it.
All year round. For this recipe and more, visit us at foodland.com.